Hey guys, it's me. I just thought I'd do a reading. I just, I don't know, I was just having one of those days. And I finally talked to my mom. You know, sometimes you just have to be firm and you just have to say what you need to say. And I did. And you know, I did. And sometimes you just have to point out their own flaws as well. And it's really hard, I guess, as her child or somebody that she used to control, to hear as well. If my mom can comprehend the things that I was saying, because she was getting tired of me telling her, you know, what was bothering me. Sometimes when a child repeats these things, it's because they are bothered by it. With my mom, it's like, go ahead and put God on it. You got to put God on it. I get that, and that my mom's like that. That's the way I grew up. It's that spiritual, she believes in, but my mom doesn't understand what I do either. She doesn't understand, my take on maybe a friend that she had, and I brought that up, and she's like, the whole Filipino community is talking about her. And I told her to stop, you know. So if the whole community is saying something, why is she going along with it? But that is that Filipino Catholicism, Catholic, kind of cultural, and it will go many levels in there culturally with their superstitious and, their way of thinking. But, when she turns around and says there are so many people out there that are just, single, and they're doing it on their own. They've got 5 kids and they've got 2 jobs. And I'm telling my mom, those aren't me. Don't compare those people to me. I am not like those people. And your friends aren't going to tell you, what the real is. They're not going to say that. And my mom's like comparing me, like, why are you acting this way? Because I told my mom, because you're my family. I'm telling you this because you're my family. Of course I struggle, but I'm not going to tell somebody, that's a friend or somebody, acquaintance that I don't really know all that well, my personal struggles. And neither are these people going to tell my mother their personal struggles. They're just going to put the happy mask up, because that's just the way things are. And I'm telling her that. I'm telling her that. So, I mean, and then she tries to come in and tries to hurt me with all these other things, but it's not going to really hurt me with all these things because I can just say, you know, that right back. But I told my mom, like, I'm not even angry about it. I'm just voicing my opinion, and these are the things that I need to say, and my mom didn't like what I had to say. That's all. That's all. Like if my mom worked at a place like Amazon, she'd be just like her friend. You know, she'd be just like, those Asians that are very quiet, that are scared to say something and they don't say nothing. That's who she would be. That's be obedient. I'm sorry, I'm not like that. Like, be obedient, shut the hell up, thank God, be grateful, and all of that, but still take the abuse. That's what my mom has been teaching me this whole goddamn time. I know, I see it. I know, I see it. You know, that's, and I even said to my mom, I'm like, some of the things that, dad says are very hurtful. And my mom's like, God took that out of my head. God took it out of my mind. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's called compartmentalizing. And in the same retrospect, he still gets to say that, I mean, as they get older, they get to where they're numb to it, even though it's not right. And me, I can't. Me, I want to fight. I fight. I kind of fight back. Now that I'm getting older and stuff, I'm kind of like, I kind of just want to take the root out of this whole thing and yank it the fuck out and, put it on the ground and stomp on it, because it's not right. You know? It's something like to where, yes, I do respect my parents to some certain extent, but if there's no respect back, then, you know, I mean, but they're your family, so you forgive them. You forgive them. Like, mom was just trying to, I'm not even afraid. I'm not even scared. I'm very much grown. Like, the way that I look, I guess because I've got a little bit more experience under my belt, working and all of that. She doesn't understand. My mom's been a housewife, you know. Everything is perfect in her bubble. And you don't live that kind of life. Was I used to, but I don't anymore. And it's different, you know. I mean, my mom she raised me with the same code of ethics, but it doesn't work out here in this kind of world. It doesn't. In a world where you're very protected and you live in your own little, religious bubble, yes, it's a really good energy to have. But on a day-to-day basis, when you're, dealing with, different things at different times and different degrees of things and other people's attitudes and, I mean, yes, you have to still like force yourself to like, be nice, or, you know, um, you, you just have to maneuver through that, not everything is going to be perfect, but my parents, we kind of don't even see eye to eye. And I kind of saw that coming. And I kind of knew as I was dealing with the things that I was dealing with and having to have gotten into the things that I was dealing with is because of them coming from my childhood background. Niceness isn't always going to get you where you want to go. There's always a time and place for that. But always be aware that most people out here have other intentions. We don't live in a world where my mom watches Dr. Phil and Dr. Phil can solve it. It's done solved. No, he's not. Let's get real. He's not even a glorified doctor. You know, doesn't even have a PhD in a damn thing. Can probably look at a teleprompter. You know, lights, camera, action. You know, it's all just Hollywood at the end of the day, but that's my mom's mentality, is to mock, you know, people's, you know, struggles. Because I think with those kind of shows, I mean, the way my mom said that everybody in the Filipino community is laughing at her, I told my mom to stop. My mom got angry about it because I was saying that's not right. So, you know, it is what it is. I was going to do this reading, but I just kind of went on with myself. All right, guys, that's it.